The shortcut that Jesus refused. Hello, I'm Eddie Lawrence. Here's today's devotional thought. In Mark chapter 15, verse 23, Jesus is carried to Golgotha. They're about to nail him to the cross, but in verse 23, we are told, and they offered him wine mingled with myrrh. This would have been an act of mercy. Why? Because the wine mingled with myrrh, the myrrh had narcotic properties. It was a rosin that drained out of a tree, and it had pain-killing properties in it. So it was seen as an act of mercy. It often would have been a group of women who would try to help those who were about to be executed. But Jesus refused to receive it. He didn't drink it. He said no to that cup of mercy that could have eased his pain maybe a little bit. Why did he say no? Because he had said yes to the cup of suffering that was before him in Gethsemane. Remember, is there any way let this cup pass from me? That was the cup of suffering, the cup of pain, the cup of the crucifixion, all that was involved in Jesus procuring for us our salvation. He said no. And so he wanted his mind clear. He wanted to be able to endure the fullness of the wrath of God, the fullness of the weight of the curse that came against him. Why? To deliver us from it. So he said no to this particular shortcut. Now let's make a quick application. Sometimes in our life, there's some very difficult things. We know it's going to be hard. It may be painful for us to take that step, and everything in us resists that. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But yet inside in our spirit, we know this is the Lord. This is what the Word of God requires. I'm going to do it because it's right. I'm going to do it in order to be obedient. And you take the step. Well, Jesus did that multiplied many times over when he refused to drink the wine laced with myrrh. He said no to that act of mercy in order to bring us the fullness of God's mercy. So the next time you're facing something difficult because you're trying to do what God's called you to do, remember that Jesus also refused shortcuts. The enemy is saying, you could just lie about this. The enemy could say, turn away from this. The enemy will give you all kinds of substitutes and options. But there's times, dear friend, when you know when that's happening, there are just times you need to ask God to give you grace and then do the right thing.